Hello and a very warm welcome to my new video, guys. By now, needless to ask, you would have gotten to know the idea, you would have gotten to know what this video is going to be about. And if you have clicked in this videos, particularly after seeing the word relationship, so we must be able to be selective, okay? Be selective while choosing a partner for yourself. I'm not asking you to be so choosy in every particular thing in your life. Life is not a bed of roses, of course. But yet again, when it comes to choosing a life partner for yourself, or perhaps anyone who's going to spend the most of the time with you, who's going to be the person with whom you're going to share your things, share your story, share your day. Make sure the person has to be right for your mental health, for you, and for your life as well. Now, there are so many factors on the basis of which a person falls in love with the other person. For someone, the nature appeals the most. For someone, beauty attracts the most. And most of the people in this generation, we prioritize beauty over nature. We prioritize person's personality over the person's character. We personally give more preference to person's wealth instead of going and checking out the person's way of talking and the way he treats you. Let's not rush and let's not be in all of these rush and all of these clashes. You have to select the person who's good for your mental health. I have procured a lot of experiences and lessons from my experience, from my relationship, and I think each one of us today in this generation has someone or the other with whom we often talk, with whom we have feelings for, with whom we are always on the phone, and definitely it has complicated our life a lot more than it was ever, right? So now let us talk about some of the points how it can be simplified. And every time like we are struggling in life and a relationship has become another struggle that we have to battle with. So let me resolve this problem of yours, and by listening to some of my experiences, I definitely think that it's gonna help you towards the end. So here's my first point and first experience that I have procured, which is distant relationship. Now, it's very natural to fall in love with anybody in this entire world. You don't choose the person you want to love. It's your heart. It's your heart that gives you signal. It triggers your feelings, or it just rings a bell that you have feelings for the person. You might have crush on the person, but you never decide, right? Similarly, the person whom you are in love, the person whom you can tend to have feelings for, can belong to anywhere. It can belong to your neighbors, it could belong to the same city, and there's a good possibility it could belong to another city, which is in another state, of course. Well, what I mean to say is, distant relationship will happen, and it's very common nowadays. But what is more common than that are misunderstandings, not having trust on each other, not having belief in each other, and that what causes misunderstandings, that what causes clashes, that causes anxiety, depression, and whatnot. It destructs your life. It just mess ups your balance in life. It takes you into depression, right? You just don't feel like eating, drinking, and anything at all. You all keep on thinking about that person. You become an overthinker. You are not an overthinker by your birth, but after you come into a relationship, you tend to become the one, because your relationship, your bad partnership makes you helpless to do that. So these are the signals that you have to spot, and you simply have to remove it. Okay, as soon as you get to know that my hand is going to be burnt if I get into the fire, distance yourself from the fire. That's the best way to cure yourself. Now let's come down to the second thing, and that is time management. In a distant relationship, the most common cause of clashes and arguments is the time management. You can't have proper timing. Maybe your partner is not giving time to you, or you may not have been able to give time to your partner, because of which there can be a less satisfaction or moment can be created. Like the person can be less satisfied, the person doesn't feel okay. So in my opinion, the best way to handle this time clashes is to schedule your timing, is to make a proper time shift, that at this point of time you and I both will be available, and this period of time will only be dedicated to our relationship. We will only chat about our life, we'll talk about love life, we'll talk about peaceful things. We'll keep our worries aside. No matter how busy you are, you can definitely make time for someone whom you truly care for. And my third relationship advice for you is, do not beg and do not request for anyone for time. Do not beg from anyone for your time. If they want to give time, they will eventually. Time is not something to be asked for. Time is not something to be begged for. It is something to be given by your heart. If the person wants to talk to you, if the person wants to meet you, he or she will eventually talk about it. You don't have to initiate it. You don't have to push the person to give you time. This is one of our biggest blunder that we do. We sometimes fail to understand that the person is not too busy. It's just that you are not too important for the person. It's all about priorities. It's all about importance. Don't impose your importance on someone. Don't make someone to value you. Let the people value you. Let the people recognize the importance of yours. Love can't be forced. Now let's come down to the fourth point, and that is don't involve yourself in a relation where there is no future. Well, that's very common in our generation, especially. We fall in relationships with a purpose of having temporary goals. We don't have futuristic goals, but we do not realize that in the beginning we may not have attachment. We may not have that firm connection with the person. We simply grow with love. It feels so good to be talking, to be loving, to be kissing, to be hugging, but later on you become so attached with the person, and when you come to know for some reason you can't be together at one point of time, you will have to be separated, and that's where you are shattered. Your life feels completely useless. It feels like there's no purpose left to live. So my suggestion to you would be, if you know that this relationship could never lead to a destination, you should simply dump it right away. Now let's come down to the fifth point, and that is choose those who chooses you. As simple as that. But needless to be said that you can't make someone love you who does not want to love you, right? I mean, it's also very common that the person whom you love may not love you the same. The efforts that you are putting in for the next person may not try to put in the same efforts for you. That's very common. Let's normalize it. It's not of a big deal. Now let's come down to the sixth point. Oh, I think this is sixth. And the sixth point is close the door that hurts you. Close the door that hurts you, no matter how beautiful the view is. There is a beautiful event that has happened to me. I used to be so afraid of leaving the person with whom I was in a relationship, because I used to think that I have totally become attached to the person. I can't live without the person. This person has become my world. I have my memories attached. I talk to this person 24/7. If I get separated, then what will I do with my time? How will I live? But understand one thing, nobody dies without anyone. If the person keeps on hurting you with everything that they have, it's better to leave it. No matter how beautiful the person is, no matter how attached you are with the person, simply let it go if it's only hurting you instead of loving you. Now let us come down to the seventh point, and that is if she truly wants you, you don't have to convince her. If your partner truly wants you to be in her life, you do not have to convince her to let her be you in her life. If I could make sense, understand the deep underlying meaning of it. You don't have to beg someone to be in their lives. If they want you to be in their life, they will simply let you be. Someone who doesn't want to live will find one or other way to go, and you will be so tired of, you'll be begging, you'll be crying, you'll be yelling at the person to be in your life, don't go, don't leave. But if the person has decided and make up the mind, there's nothing that can help the person to stay, and you can't make the person stay forcefully. If somebody wants to go, let them go. Don't force. And there's a good saying, let the person go if somebody wants to go. If the person belongs to you, he or she will be back. And if the person did not come back, he or she was never yours. Now with that, let me come down to the last point of the day. And that is, you deserve efforts. You deserve love. You deserve care. You deserve everything that you give to other person. If you think that you're not a deserving person, you need to revalue yourself. You need to refine your thoughts. You need to refine your mentality. The person whom you love should pay you respect, should pay you efforts, should pay you love, should give you everything you deserve. Because you are deserving. You're a beautiful person. You're a pure soul. So never compromise, never settle for any less. Understand that you deserve the best. With that, thank you so much for listening to me and staying tuned till the end. And if you did, then please do subscribe my channel and give me a thumbs up. And please guys support me with some suggestion if I could improve my channel, if I could improve my video quality and anyhow.